Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike, and I'm excited because today in our discipleship journey, we are talking about accountability. When it comes to discipleship, is it possible that we framed accountability all wrong? Think about it for a second. When someone is being transparent, like we talked about last week, it becomes adorable. I mean, it's like you stand back in the back and you're like, man, that's so neat. That's so cool. It's like a new litter of puppies. It's adorable. But whenever we utter the words accountability, it's like pulling teeth. And I believe that is so unpopular in our minds because we've framed accountability to be the moment where that person or the disciple maker is pulling out the worst. But remember, accountability is less about pointing out where someone got it wrong, and it's more about celebrating where someone got it right. 2 years ago, I got a chance to attend a track and field event, and I was very surprised to learn about a new role, a new position. And for those of you who run track and field, like you kind of know this or whatever, but there's this position called a rabbit. Now, this isn't a real rabbit, of course, but it's a person who is placed in the front of the pack and is charged with setting the pace. And if the racers can keep the pace of the rabbit, the runners will run potentially the best race of their life. Now, this matters because without the rabbit, the racers know that they'll run too fast, or some of them will run too slow, but all will certainly miss out on the chance to accomplish their goal. When it comes to accountability, here's what I want you to know, is that as disciple makers, you're like a spiritual rabbit. And your primary goal is to set structures, also known as accountability measures, so that your people that is in your group can run with endurance the race that is set out for them. How do we do this? How do we create accountability? 3 quick things. Number 1, you got to change the narrative, all right? So instead of accountability being this one moment where they go into a deep, dark dungeon and they're scolded, choose to celebrate. Like, make this a time where you're celebrating who they're becoming. Number 2, build accountability measures that is geared towards each person's specific goals. Just like a coach in track and field, give your disciples an individualized marker that will help them become the person that God has created them to be. Now listen, when it comes to this, yes, 80% is probably going to be the same, but it's the 20% that makes the difference. Here's the last one. When they fail, because they will. Instead of digging deeper into their failures, remind them of who they are becoming. Remind them of the why we're doing this. Listen, your disciples, they're going to fail, but it matters how you respond. And it's my hope that today that you allow accountability to be a measure where we respond like Jesus every single time. Take care.